you start talking about women's self-defense and training women in karate for self-protection purposes rather than teaching them a martial art.
Yes.
Yeah, and most of the women who come to me for these classes are not people interested in doing a martial art. They're coming along because either they've had some experience that they want to get over or don't want to come into again, and you don't spend long enough with them to build that relationship to know what they should and shouldn't know and what you should be discussing.
Quite hard.
Or they're people who think they want to learn a bit of self-defense but have no understanding of what they're defending against. And if you introduce them straight into the reality of it from there, nobody's ever coming back, nobody's ever going to listen to what you say again. Because people want reassurance in those sessions.
Realism.
They don't want realism. And like I say, it's taking one for the team. The things that go on in my head typically aren't for public consumption, but if you don't consider those things and look at the world that way, how can you possibly teach other people what they need to know?
Well, that's another tangent, isn't it? Martial arts versus self-protection.
Yeah.
I mean, because I generally say that I'm teaching karate with the self-protection as well. We don't do sport, we do self-protection as well. Self-protection, I teach what I teach now. On the first course is 90% non-physical.
It's information.
I could do 100% non-physical, but the reason you have to do some physical, people go away going, I don't understand. So give them a few little tools, but most of it's information, and then just thinking about the world.
It's a massive subject, isn't it, really?
It's huge, it's ridiculous.
And the majority of people focus on, let's go and hit some shit.
Hit some shit,
yeah.
Because it's fun, to be fair.
That is why a martial arts class is not a self-defense class, irrespective of what everybody's marketing says.
And that's the problem.
It's not self-defense, it's not self-protection. It may be certain aspects of the physical side of self-defense, but very little of it is. But it's all sold that way, and people think if I want to learn to protect myself, I go to a martial arts class.
That's the thing, they think the two are the same. I mean, they are.
Yeah. So not even talking just karate, people say, if you want to learn to fight defence yourself, go and do Muay Thai, because I think it's a bit more roughy-tufty, don't it? But again, it's a consensual.
It's consensual. There's loads of tools in it that are brilliant.
Loads of tools. It is.
Yeah.
But, and again, this is where the contentious bit comes in, is when you're talking particularly about women's self-defense and women in martial arts. Women can come to martial arts class and trade on an equal level with the men. Obviously there are trade-offs to be made and control of that. You can teach women martial arts. But the self-protection or self-defense that we typically teach in a martial arts class is geared at fighting. It's very male-orientated. Most of the stuff we teach is from big, or this is how a fight happens. We're coming with the haymaker, or somebody does this, or they've grabbed you, they're going to headbutt you, they're going to do... These aren't the scenarios typically that women are looking to fight, to face. And we're teaching people how to survive the initial contact, how to get back into the fight, how to finish the fight. Women typically aren't involved in those fights. But this is what we teach them as self-defense, as the self-defense portion of the martial arts class. We're treating them as smaller men, and teaching them to fight like men against men.
See, that's where I think I am better than those.
Okay.
And we teach.
You now have to justify that.
I will justify that. Good. So, I mean, for instance, we have Caroline, who is a mid-60s lady who is very small. Don't teach all the same stuff we teach everyone else. I mean, one, physically we have fair play to everything. We do floor work, so we get to do floor work because she's going to end up on the floor probably at some point, or she could.
Yeah.
We get people come to the club and it's like, oh, we'll do some floor work. Have you got any mats? We're like, no, we ain't got any fucking mats. She'll just get on the floor and fucking do it. Her only issue is getting up from the floor to stand it.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that concept.
But we'll get on the floor. She'll rest on the fucking floor. And she's got like, most of her stuff is geared towards fucking escape.
Yeah.
One hit, and you've got things like, if you get into the grapple, you either do this or this. You've got two options. Those are what you do.
Yeah.
She gets taught all the martial arts shit as well. But generally when we're doing partner work, don't worry about doing that like that. You want to do it like this, and we tailor it a bit more. When we do mini scenario things, we try and make sure the women are attacked in more feminine ways.
No.
Always not a big white hook.
Yeah. I mean, we did a great one. So this girl came in, and it was brilliant. She was, I don't know, 14, 15 at the time. And it's her and her sister, and they were scared of physical contact.
Mm-hmm.
And the first sparring session we ever did was like, we put on the glove, you hit us as we move around. And every time, boom, oh God, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. And they would apologise for hitting us.
Mm-hmm.
She was off to university. The last thing we did with the suits and that, you have to walk through the mats to create a corridor sort of thing. And I grabbed her by the arms going, all right, darling, you fucking, so I was acting like a pissed guy, giving her too much hassle, and you know, fucking come with me. She just fucking leveled me with a headlight me, I fucking hit the floor, she just fucked off. I was so proud.
Yeah.
It was just, but I mean,
it requires specific thought. And
my club is small enough that I can do it.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing. If you've got a massive, massive club, you can't do it.
No, well, again, it's still down to mindset. See, for Brian's club, for instance, if you go up there on a typical night, you look there, it's a very rare circumstance that it's an adult club and you've probably got 55-45% between adult females and adult males. It's a really good split and it's a really good proportion of each. But what started me thinking about this is looking at seminar photos, looking at our seminar photos and other people. And when you're going to bunkai seminars, which is applied karate, real world self-defense for martial arts, you look at anybody's photographs and I would say the ratio of women to men is about 1 in 20, if you're lucky.
We should do some comparison between that and normal seminars, 3K seminars. That would be interesting.
Yeah, I suspect you'll get a lot more women at 3K seminars.
I think you will.
Because they are learning a martial art.
Although they're probably still being told they're learning self-protection.
Yeah, because they're learning to punch and kick and do rough stuff. And it was an interesting one that came up in a conversation on a group I ran, and I won't put any names for these things, but we got involved in discussing consent in training. Yeah, and I was talking about consent with one of the ladies who's one of your students, in as much as having to understand where appropriate contact was, what level people were comfortable with, what else was going on. But one of the other women who trains elsewhere, who spent many years training in classical 3K karate, competed a lot, done sport, her understanding of what we were talking about was very apparent from her conversation, saying, well, it's just about having to agree with the men how hard you go. And sometimes I get disappointed training with women because they won't hit you hard enough. So she was thinking of consent as just, well, if I'm going against a man, how hard is he going to go? How much, is he?
Yeah.
So there wasn't even any understanding of what the topic was.
It's quite scary.
And this is the difference between learning a martial art and thinking you're learning to defend yourself, and learning proper self-defense, self-protection, whatever you want to call it, and the things that are involved in that, how uncomfortable you have to get with things, what things you really need to reconcile yourself to in order to do it.
Yeah.
So the understanding is just not there in typical martial arts classes for what female self-defense is.
No, I would agree entirely.
And also, this is a sweeping generalisation, typically, in my experience, most of the regular men in martial arts classes, and that may be because I deal in the older market, are too nice to be the guys who are the guys that these women need to defend themselves against.
Yes.
They don't have the mindset, they don't think about these things, they don't understand these things sufficiently to be taken seriously as a threat and to provide the level of discomfort necessary.
Yeah, that's right. And you've got to be careful, because women who come to self-protective classes and go to martial arts, some of them have had some trauma.
Yeah.
You can trigger
that
way
well,
too easily.
Yes.
So we had one at a seminar, and we were doing something on the floor, and she was like, "No, I can't do that." And you know, yeah, that's fine. You can't do it, you can't do it. She was doing it with her son, I think, was there. And I was talking to her a bit and didn't ask her what happened or anything like that, obviously, but because I was only there for a day. But by the end of it, she actually let me do it with her because she was comfortable enough. And I thought, fucking hell, that's a big step. You could tell. And I was thinking, okay. But she's perfectly happy doing all the other 3K stuff that they're doing. So there's like 7 or 8 instructors, all that stuff. She's totally fine with. But as soon as it got anywhere near reality, like fucking hell, you can see she's like, oh, I don't know how I fucking do that. And that shows the different mindset.
Yeah.
Totally different. It's a completely different thing.
And see, I can never quite get my head around this side of it, is that I seem to get a lot more trust out of people than is warranted. Things that they're not things that they're not comfortable to do with other people, they're comfortable to do with me, despite the fact that I am probably more attuned to all the really unpleasant stuff that I would do than all these nice guys. But I think the level of discomfort transfers. If you are comfortable and confident and you know where the lines are drawn in your own mind and you have that understanding, and you convey that in what you do, then people will allow you to go further. But one of the things I pointed out on this group, and I still feel true, having dealt with some people who've been on that side of it, is that all the things I say and all the things I do that give you that level of confidence to train with me and do these things are all exactly the same things that would be said and done by somebody who is grooming you with ill intent.
Yep.
So there is absolutely no way to distinguish one from the other, just on that field, because the trouble is with...
They're still comfortable with you, Bob, as well.
They are still comfortable with me.
Bob's groom is a good thing, isn't it?
But yeah, this is where the problem is that you cannot apply a set of rules saying, well, if somebody, you get comfortable with somebody, you build a relationship with somebody to do these things, and you'll let... Because those are exactly the same things that somebody with ill intent will do. And they are better at being insincere than I am. And that is quite a high bar. Trust me.
And it's quite worrying, really, because if you look at karate, I mean, and I don't know who first said this to me, but karate is an area that's very easy for someone who's literally a bit of a fucking knob-in, which doesn't have to be actually particularly athletic, and could be, have no real leadership skills or anything, to get into a position of power where people literally almost worship you. It's the perfect grooming scenario. That, religion, Boy Scouts.
Any of those, and that's why you see it happen so much.
It's so much that it is itself, isn't it? Martial arts, like people following.
Well, to be fair,
perfect grooming activity.
I know it's a contentious thing, but I don't see the difference between traditional martial arts and religion, in as much as the majority of people follow everything that you say and do on blind faith. There is no evidence, there is no proof, there is no questioning, it's all done on blind faith. So to all intents and purposes, it is a religious...
Well, it comes back to the discussion we were having earlier, Fucking think for yourself a bit.
But again, talking about knobheads in karate instruction, and there are many and varied reasons for that. But one of the scariest things I ever heard said when I was trying to push it through somewhere was somebody said to me, yeah, but some of our instructors may not want to be CRB checked. And you think, the fact that you can fucking say that out loud, seriously, and think that is a reasonable excuse for not having instructors checked because some of them may not want to be.
Well, the fact that the CRB checks tell they're not bollocks anyway.
Well, all it is a piece of paper that says you haven't been caught yet.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's only valid to the day that you haven't been caught.
Which is quite... And to say they may not want to, you're like, fucking hell, that's mad.
Well, it shows a mental attitude that is just beyond the pale,
Wow.
Yeah.